So does 100 miles mean its time is up, or are we just getting started? Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys Saucony Kinvara 14 review after 100 miles. So the Saucony Kinvara 14 has to be one of my favourite shoes of 2023, and I've carried on using it into this year until we got to this 100-mile point. This thing has been an absolute blast, and today I'm going to share with you guys if its time is up, in particular the wear and tear. I'll showcase how I've been using it, and then of course I'll tell you if I'll continue using it moving forwards. So if you're excited for today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. Let's start with the wear and tear. So with this thing being so lightweight and of course minimally constructed, let's say it, because it is a very minimalistic type of shoe, the worry for me always was wear and tear. How long would it last? Having the Nike Streak Flies, which are lighter than this, but again a very simplistic basic construction, I find those things top out at around 200 miles for me, bearing in mind I am 6'6" and 86 kilos, so I do put a lot of force through these shoes, more so than others, and these lighter weight shoes don't always last as long for me. But unlike the Streak Fly, this thing is holding up really well after 100 miles. It is a little bit dirty, so excuse it, but the upper is holding up really nicely. There are no snags, no frays, and no tears in any of the fabric, any of the seam points, or anything at all. The laces are looking really good. I was concerned about these laces when I cinched them down. When I got this started, you can see how tight they're pulled together. I have quite a wide foot. I haven't undone them since the last run. I just slipped my foot out, which I know is a pet peeve for a lot of people. But you can see there, the little wires that hold the lacing in are absolutely fine, and I've not felt any loss of tension there or anything whatsoever. So in terms of the upper and everything's holding up really nicely. The midsole foam is still feeling really good underfoot, still as lightweight and responsive as it was at the start. And the most surprising thing of all, because this thing has basically no rubber outsole whatsoever, bar the back left side with a high wearing area and the top right, is of course, I was worried it was going to wear so much. I was worried that this thing would shed like snakeskin, a little bit like the Hokas, a little bit like what I've seen in the Streak Fly and some other shoes. But I have to say, this thing is not at all. You can see the detail on the grooves and the ridges that are molded into this midsole foam are absolutely fine. There is some wear on the toe off area. I find that's every shoe after 100 miles, but there is absolutely really nothing going on in this section here, nothing at the back, there's nothing anywhere. Bearing in mind I'm a midfoot striker, so I tend to strike here and roll through and kick off, not so much forefoot, but most of the outsole will get scuffed. And I've seen various wear patterns on previous shoes of mine, and this is showing no signs whatsoever. So for a lightweight shoe and minimal construction, this thing is doing really well. So how have I been using the Saucony Kinvara 14 to get it to over 100 miles? Well, it's basically been workouts. That's it. I might have done one, if two, maybe moderate runs, but I think it's just one. And one easy run with some strides on the end, 30 minutes, a pre-race shakeout. Otherwise, this has been a workout hog of a shoe. Absolutely unbelievable. I put my neck out there and I said, I think I prefer this to the Takumi Sen 9, because in the Takumi Sen, my ankle was just collapsing in too much with that cutout in the medial side there. It just didn't support me enough, and I was gutted around 80-90 miles. That thing just started to give me inner leg pain very close to the ankle bone. Ligaments and stuff were getting tight. It was very painful. I've had none of that in this shoe, and I do often get that in these lighter weight shoes. I need a little bit more something in there. So what I've been doing at the moment with my current structure is using a super shoe, On Cloud Boom Echo 3, yeah, that's been the one that I've been using for one of the workouts a week on the tarmac, and then this is the one that I've been using on the other workout. This one either gets the trails or it gets the concrete, depending on whatever's out there, but I just find it is absolutely suitable for the dry buffed out trails and even wet buffed out trails. I've done workouts on everything in this shoe, and it's handled it with aplomb. Now, why I love this shoe is the foam. More than anything, the Kinvara 11 was one of the worst shoes I tried. The tweaks they've made since 11, increased stack height, lighter foam on the firmer side, but my word, don't you move in this shoe. It is so damn fast, it's unbelievable. I know this shoe's been on discount. I know a lot of you guys have picked it up, and I know a lot of you have been very impressed by it, just like me. So yeah, it's very much been exclusively a workout shoe. We're talking 10k, 5k sort of pace intervals, even some longer tempo stuff, 10-15 minute tempo work before getting into those intervals, and it handles everything amazingly. So the question then is, will I continue to use this shoe moving forwards? Absolutely, yes, no hesitation. And I don't have any other shoes in the rotation that I want to swap in and get to 100 miles. I just want to keep plowing on with this thing at the moment. There are other ones I want to bring back the On Cloud Flow 4, but I'm going to be working it in there somewhere. I want to keep using this. If I've got a rotation that's working for me at the moment, then I don't really want to change things up. And this thing is doing a stellar job. So for me, it's all about durability, how much longer it will last. I obviously don't think this shoe is going to be a 400, 500, 600 mile shoe. If I'm brutally honest with you, especially with someone at my height and my weight, I just put too much force through this shoe, to be honest with you, for it to last that long. But I am hoping to cruise over the 200 mile mark and really get closer to 300. That would be a dream in this shoe. If I can get 300 miles out of it, and considering right now they're going on sale, and considering I've seen what the Kinvara 15 is like from the running event, with minimal changes, a lot of you guys are probably going to want to pick up the 14 on discount anyway, because it's one of those updates where there really isn't that much to talk about. So for me, absolutely no hesitation, this thing will keep getting miles. And so let me show you why I feel the Kinvara 14 will work better for you than the Takumi if you are one of those runners that found the Takumi doesn't necessarily work for you. There's plenty of you out there that do, and that's fine. You can ignore this section. There are a couple of things that I notice on the shoes that make a difference. Obviously for me, it's all about this cutout here, and I don't know if you can see, if you look directly down the Takumi, there's a ledge here as well. So this side, the medial, the inside is lower, cut higher than the outside. So if you are not someone that really prominently lands on the outside and toes off, and you are kind of more, let's say, flat and rolls in a bit more, which is more like me, you will collapse in. I find it, and I know a lot of other runners do as well. Also, the base of the midsole here that attaches to the upper, I should say, it very much is an upper that sits on top of the midsole, and that's as simple as that. You will get shoes that have blown rubber that comes up the side here. So basically the base of the upper is around about here. If you put your fingers in there, you can feel it. The insole, if I take the insole out here, it's around about, I'd say, yeah, it's probably this line here, this chunk here, blows up over the side of the upper. So again, that just adds a little bit of support. Same again this side as well, it blows up there, and this, of course, I mean, you can see it's basically a couple of mil deep, 2 or 3 mil deep in places. So that's the difference between that and the Takumi, plus the fact that there's no cutout in the medial side to stop you rolling in. So the blown up rubber on the outside plus no cutout means you get a little bit more of a stable ride. And for those of you, as I said, that struggled with this, this would be a very good alternative. So there we go, those are my thoughts on the Saucony Kinvara 14. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the shoe. I know a lot of you guys have picked it up since I produced some videos on it. It's great to hear, and of course a lot of your messages on Instagram telling me about the discounts that Saucony recently had over Christmas, and you're able to get this shoe pretty darn cheap. I'd love to know if you're one of those people, if you've picked it up and if you're enjoying the shoe or not. Please do drop a comment below, it'd be great to hear. Or if the Takumi works for you, that's brilliant, you're very lucky and I'm very jealous. But otherwise, the Saucony Kinvara is a brilliant shoe, one for me to keep using, plenty more miles hopefully to come in the thing, and fingers crossed we'll get it to at least 200 miles. That's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'll see you in the next one. Until then.